Bojo Kanoya, a Pegish Imnoya Yeg Pane. We here at Nishnaabemwin Nipissing believe peer review is an important process in the education process. However, due to lack of speaker accessibility, scheduling, and these lessons being produced by second language learners, we tend to make mistakes in how Nishnaabemwin is represented. We encourage you to think with a critical mind when watching our videos and question the validity of something said in the video that catches your attention. We are language learners and naturally don't know what we don't know. We don't discourage others from helping us out by educating us, and if you see a mistake you would like us to rectify, you can do so by contacting the email in the video description. We also ask for your patience in waiting for edits, because it is a long process to edit mistakes we share in our videos, and there is the possibility that it might not align with the speakers of Nipissing First Nation. Miigwech Bisinduyang, Wewe Nog Nawam Damuk.
On in Bojo Kanoia, Mr. McLeod Mondiamina, Bajinaka Queen Monim. I just want to let you guys know that links to the dictionary, PDFs to the worksheet, audio files are in links in the description of this video, as well as any other resources that'll help you out with this lesson will eventually be there as soon as I'm done making them. Aho, miigwech.
On in Bojo, Mr. McLeod Mondia, Mr. McLeod here, and today's lesson is on VII fourth person sentences. So today we're learning how to talk about other people's stuff. Here we have all the words highlighted for our fill in the blankers to include in their note accommodations. Please pause the video here so they can write them down. Please pause the video again so our note takers can write down this as the title for their notes. All right, let's move on. What is fourth person? In Ojibwe, we have about 9 different personal pronouns. Pronouns are words that take the place of nouns. Pronouns are words like I, me, she, he, they, it, etc. Because we have been talking about objects doing various actions, we have been using third-person sentences. Here we have all the words highlighted for our fill in the blankers to include in their note accommodations. Please pause the video here so they can write them down. All right, let's move on. Here we have the sign up, meaning that our note takers should write everything down from this slide in their notes before moving on. Fourth person is someone else's stuff. For example, Jill's phone. Jill is our third person. She's the one we are talking about. Jill's phone is our fourth person. The phone is Jill's object, making it the fourth person. So we can see here that fourth person is an extension of third person. Here we have all the words highlighted for our fill in the blankers to include in their note accommodations. Please pause the video here so they can write them down. And here we have all the points for our note takers to write down. Again, pause the video here so they can record these in their notes. All right, let's move on. Fourth person functions. When to use fourth person. Again, we have the sign up, meaning our note takers should write everything down from this slide in their notes before moving on to the next. Fourth person is used when talking about someone else's stuff. Jill Ndweweschigan Bikshkane means Jill's phone is broken. Fourth person is also used when VII words affect animate nouns. Jill Gikje Zam Xenane means Jill is cold because it's cold out. So when our weather word is affecting an animate noun, we inflect it in fourth person to show that it's affecting our third person. Here we have all the words highlighted for our fill in the blankers to include in their note accommodations. Please pause the video here so they can write them down. And here we have all the points for our note takers to write down. Again, pause the video here so they can record these in their notes. All right, let's move on. What are the differences between these third person and fourth person sentences? So our third person example is mkak bigshka, and our fourth person example is Tim mkak bigshkane. The first difference we can notice is that there's multiple nouns in the fourth person sentence. We have both Tim and mkak. Another difference we can see here is that the verb, our VII word, has an added ni suffix. We learned bikshka from the previous lesson, meaning it is broken, so this prefix must be our fourth person suffix. We use the suffix ni to mark that our fourth person is doing the action, not third person. Here we have all the words highlighted for our fill in the blankers to include in their note accommodations. Please pause the video here so they can write them down. All right, let's move on. Inanimate fourth person versus animate third person. And we have the sign up, meaning that our note takers should write everything down from this slide in their notes before moving on. Our animate nouns or names automatically assume the role of third person. Inanimate nouns that are in the same sentence as a name or animate noun function as fourth person. When an inanimate noun functions as fourth person, the VII word needs to be inflected as fourth person singular with the suffix ne or I. Here we have all the words highlighted for our fill in the blankers to include in their note accommodations. Please pause the video here so they can write them down. And here we have all the points for our note takers to write down. Again, pause the video here so they can record these in their notes. All right, let's move on. How does each type of VII word inflect fourth person? And if you'll notice, we have the sign up again, meaning that our note takers should write everything down from this slide in their notes. VII vowel enders add the suffix ne. John mkak bikshka ne means John's box is broken. So we can see with our VII word that ends in a vowel sound, we just add a ne suffix, like so, to make it fourth person. VII D or T enders just add the suffix ne as well. John mkak moshnem gadne means John's box is full. And so we can see here that our D or T ender just adds the ne as a suffix. VII N enders is even easier. Just add the suffix I. John mkak gboxene means John's box is open. So we can see here that for our N enders, to mark it as fourth person, we just add the suffix I after the N. Here we have all the words highlighted for our fill in the blankers to include in their note accommodations. Please pause the video here so they can write them down. And here we have all the points for our note takers to write down. Again, pause the video here so they can record these in their notes. All right, let's move on. How our second last consonant affects adding suffixes. So we have the sentence here, Jeff mkak jesin. Remember, when adding a suffix that starts with a vowel sound, we need to check the second last consonant of the word we're adding it to see if we need to de-stress any short vowel sounds. Let's count to the second last consonant of our verb. N is the last consonant sound. S is the second last consonant. We're going to look on either side of the second last consonant for a vowel sound in front and a short one after. E is a vowel sound. Single I is a short vowel sound. So we're going to de-stress that short I, bring in the N sound, and then add our fourth person suffix. Jeff mkuk jesne means Jeff's box is open. That's how our second last consonant rule affects our verbs when adding suffixes for fourth person. How do we tell the difference between singular and plural fourth person? We have Jen waskanenjgan bikshkane. Jen's light is broken. Versus Jen waskanenjganan bikshkane one. Jen's lights are broken. Next, we have John mkuk moshnem gadne, means John's box is full. Here we have John mkukon moshnem gadne one, means John's boxes are full. Here we have Jen shkwandem gboxine, means Jen's door is closed. And the last one here, Jen shkwandem mun gboxine one, means Jen's doors are closed. What do we notice that's different between our fourth person plural sentences and fourth person singular sentences? There are two differences we can see. There are two additional suffixes we've added to our fourth person plural sentences compared to our fourth person singular sentences. 4PP, fourth person plural. And we have the sign up, meaning that our note takers should write everything down from this slide in their notes before moving on to the next. Pluralizing inanimate fourth person follows the same rules covered for our pluralizing inanimate nouns, where we add the suffix an, and suffix connectors and syncopation affect the pronunciation of the noun. When fourth person is pluralized, we have to pluralize our fourth person VII inflections with an additional suffix, WAN, one. So your pattern is VII word, then add ni or I, depending on the ender, and then after that, add the suffix one, WAN. Here we have all the words highlighted for our fill in the blankers to include in their note accommodations. Please pause the video here so they can write them down. And here we have all the points for our note takers to write down. Again, pause the video here so they can record these in their notes. All right, let's move on. Let's apply our knowledge and translate. Muriel Jagnashimwin Znagadne. Step 1. Identify the third person. Hint, they are either an animate noun or a name. The third person in this sentence is Muriel. Step 2. Identify our inanimate fourth person. Hint, this noun has to be inanimate for this lesson's discussion on fourth person. Jagna Shimwin is inanimate and it means English. So this word must be our fourth person. Step 3. Identify if fourth person is singular or plural. Jagna Shimwin does not have any additional plural suffixes, either an, wan, oon, or iin, so it is singular. Step 4. Identify when the VII word ends and the fourth person suffixes begin. Those are either a ne or an I. We are left with znagud after separating the ne suffix. And when we locate that in our dictionary, znagadne means it is difficult. Step 5. Rearrange our translations in a way that makes sense in English. Muriel, English, it is difficult. Step 6. Possible acceptable translations are option A, Muriel's English is difficult. This is where we're talking about third person stuff, fourth person. So we're saying that Muriel's English is the thing that's difficult. Option B is English is difficult for Muriel. This is where fourth person is affecting third person, so the language of English is difficult in relation to Muriel. Let's apply our knowledge and translate the baby's toys are broken. Step 1, use the dictionary to translate our first word, baby. Baby in the dictionary is bibings. Since this word is animate, it will function as our third person word. Step 2, translate the next word in its singular form, then follow our steps to pluralize from our previous lesson. For example, toy translates to. The word toy is damnawagan. Step 3, apply our second last consonant before adding the suffix an and check the noun suffix connector to see if it will morph our plural suffix. So here we can see that there's a dash after the n, meaning that there's no suffix connector. So we'll still use the an suffix to pluralize. Let's count to the second last consonant in this word. The last consonant is an N sound. The second last is a G sound. The G sound has a double A sound in front of it. So that's our vowel sound. The G sound has a short A sound after. So that's our vowel sound we're going to de-stress before adding the plural suffix an. Toys is damnawagnan. Step 4, use the dictionary to locate the VII word for broken. Bigska is our VII word for broken. Step 5, identify if your VII word is a vowel ender, D or T ender, or N ender. Bigska is a vowel ender because it ends with a double A sound, which is one of our vowel sounds. Step 6, attach the appropriate fourth person VII word suffix that matches both the type of VII ender and aligns with the fourth person's plurality. Which is the correct one? Ne for singular or ne one for plural? Are we talking about a singular toy that the baby owns or multiple toys that the baby owns? Ne one for plural. Put it all together. The baby's toys are broken. Bibis damnawagnan bikshka newan. In summary of fourth person sentences, fourth person is for talking about someone else's stuff and or conveying a VII word is affecting third person. Our animate nouns or names automatically assume the role of third person. Inanimate nouns that are in the same sentence as a name or animate noun function as fourth person. VII words need to be inflected to match a noun being marked as fourth person, and if it's singular or plural. VII vowel enders inflect fourth person singular with a ni, and fourth person plural with a ni one. VII D or T enders inflect fourth person singular with a ni, and fourth person plural with a ni one. VII N enders inflect fourth person singular with an I suffix, and fourth person plural with a I one suffix. Mi, aja. That's it for now. If you have any additional questions about the work and assignments for this lesson, please check the video I made here modeling how to answer each question in the worksheet. Check out this playlist for a visual medium of our audio files that comes with hand gestures to help you better understand how best to write and format these assignments. Again, we have links to the lesson PowerPoint, worksheet, audio files, additional resources, and a contact email you can submit questions to or help point out any inaccuracies you notice in our videos in the description below. Gichimigwechmina.